Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Michael West again on the map, Caveat Emptor. What I'm doing today, guys, is I am just gonna go ahead and do a full-on, I guess, sort of showcase, I guess, of the map. Excuse the television, that's also still on. I'm watching Trailer Park Boys in the background. But, yes. Okay, so here we go. Here's the showcase of my map, of what I have done so far. Right here, what we're going ahead and taking a look at as the very start spawn point once you first originally enter the map. This is the house that I built over here. About half the time you spawn on top of the house, which is kind of funny, I think. But, you know, not very many people find it funny because of the fact that, you know, it's a hard map. So, got a T flip-flop powered door over here. But as you can read, welcome to Caveat Emptor. You may join Atlas Corp, which is the little, I guess, build team I have on this map where we'll be doing quote-unquote super projects. I'll show you one or two of those here shortly. Or you may just go ahead and build your own home, but you must be careful. And by be careful, I mean don't be a jerk off and come on here and mess with either my stuff or anyone else's things that they may build on here. One of these days I'll be showcasing a good friend of mine, Jackson's little house he's been building. It is, the best way I could put it, just beautiful. But yes, beware destroying Atlas Corp property will result in execution and banishment. And of course, good luck to everyone because normally the map is set on hard. As of right now, I have it set to peaceful. But behind the sign saying you can join me in Atlas Corp, I've gone ahead and set up a stone brick path that you may follow if you choose. That will bring you straight over to the walls of my Bravo installation. This is actually the second, more or less, building that we set up for small community. It's actually the farming area. I've gone ahead and modified it. If you watch any of the older videos, the big dirt walls weren't originally there. Figured that they might help. I'm going to turn this area over here into pumpkin and melon farming. Probably make another additional wheat building like this sucker over here. Filled with the wheats. Apparently animals have been traveling through here and destroying shit without my noticing. Ah. Sweet. Okay, well that sucks. Whatever. Ah, one of the mega projects I had mentioned. By the way, this is the Bravo installation farmhouse, more or less. Things ought to be stored. But one of the mega projects I was mentioning. So at layer 50 on this map, I'm stripping out everything straight down. And I'm just going to continue going that way, which I do believe is north. Yep. Layer 50. Caves and everything go with it. And eventually I'm going to build a gigantic mansion down there at the bottom. Jump. Injuries. Affect nothing. Ain't peaceful. Jump. But yep. Down here, this whole area right here, right where that Sidian is and a little bit higher, yeah, this was all lava. I pulled it out, one bucket at a time, until it was totally stripped out. This area that I'm entering right now, where that obsidian and that cobblestone is, that whole outlined area that's now empty, that was lava. This was an entire pool of lava. That will be no longer a pool of lava soon enough. If anybody ever plays with me long enough, they'll realize I have a fondness for lava. It's weird. I like burning things. Alright, we got an autosave coming up, so I'm going to cut this part of the video out, no doubt. Okay, so we're going back up. And we are going to move from Bravo installation across the train tracks towards what is currently called the Nether Foundry. Now, today was the update, the TU13 update that fixed a lot of glitches from the TU12 update. And one of them was doubling the speed of the rail carts, which I got to play with very first thing this morning. I was pretty excited about that. By the way, in case you want to look at Bravo installation real quick, here's a view of that original spawn house and that little pathway and all the dumb lava lamps I made. But yes, I'm very excited about how fast the rail carts are now. Oh, and before we go, one thing we need to look at. My very first real Minecraft and personal house. Bumble 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 bum bum bumble 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 bum bum bum. That thing up top all in glass? Yeah, that's a chandelier filled with lava. It's technically bigger than the house. Whee! Look how fast that sucker goes. Beautiful. Alright. Unfortunately, before we zip over that house, I'm going to go ahead and take us down to the Alpha installation. Now, the Alpha installation was our first building, hence the name Alpha, Alpha Bravo. We're doing it in order. But I originally had mines down in these jungles, and I've actually stripped them completely clean. If you go back and see any of my previous videos, you'll see this gigantic underground mine down at about bedrock. And yeah, that thing's empty now. Just, it's a big empty hole at bedrock with an iron golem just kind of hanging out, wandering around. I abandoned Frederick because I didn't feel like killing him and taking the materials. But the alpha installation I'm going to was the first point that I made for the rail carts. So yeah, but it's been blown up by creepers numerous times, and I've upgraded it severely due to that. Just a little refinery goes down to a mine further down. Exergate doors. Atlas Core Alpha installation. Originally it was just a big glass square here, but as you can see, added a sort of modi dealio. Glass still comes around all around it, and exit at these gates. Good, I'd say third of the, well, considering the entire front entrance is surrounded by cactus, I suppose we're fine. Doesn't matter. Over there will eventually be a rail track that leads from this most southern point over to what I'm going to make in the jungle, which is going to be a terror dome. I'm going to take a specific chunk of the jungle and completely block it off with cobblestone. And, excuse me, and light it with redstone torches to make it scurry. Mind you, everything that I'm doing right now is on survival, by the way. Not a single thing on creative. And someone asked me the other day if I did it all creative, stored all the gear, and then made it on survival. No. Because that's doom. I've actually already started the walls over there. Woo! Man, I love how fast these suckers are. Nice big jungle. Here comes my house in a view. Central station dwarfed over there. We'll zoom down to Central Station real quick. I have not really messed with this building since I started messing with my house. And since this is a general showcase, I'll show it. Set up on the dead center of the map is where I set the glowstone. On this piece. This top floor will run east and west, and the bottom floor will run north and west. Excuse me, north and south. apologize for that. Yes, unless I could figure out a nice switch system that would allow me to do a 3 or 4-way switch. That's just how I'll do it. Whee! Alright, so we're over towards my house, but we're still not doing a tour yet. First, I'll run down to the Nether Foundry. Now, what the Nether Foundry essentially is just a Nether gate that's set up. What I normally do is when I first get into the Nether, I bring enough obsidian to make a second gate, and I'll go find the Nether Fortress, and I'll get as close to the blazes as I can, set up another gate as close to it as possible. And then that's where this Nether gate leads to. This gate leads straight into the Nether Fortress, just like a stone's throw away from the blazes. I have been contemplating wasting the time to make a blaze grinder, but I am kind of not gonna do it simply because I have no idea how long it'll be until TU14. With my luck, that'll be like months from now. And it won't matter anyways, because everything I've seen for the one that I've already decided I'm going to use, it's gonna be cheap. Only 2 sticky pistons, so the most expensive thing that'll be out of making that sucker. But yep, there's that right there. One of the jerk things I'm doing on this map is the people who come on here to play actively, we're going to have a sort of fixed economy. And part of that is I'm trying my damnedest to kind of, you know, be the only guy who makes potions because I want to have, you know, that edge in the economy. So this right here is the guard shack to my house. I should do a proper showing, I suppose. Got a hole that drops down to bedrock. More than one person has has accidentally fallen in there. Not me, because I said it like that. What I'm doing right now is this track that leads from Bravo installation is going to get moved over here, so it's just a straightaway. I've got to finish up the platform and then move over Netherrack. But I'm going to leave the majority, well, I'm going to leave this entire thing and probably fill in the space in between and tear out these torches so as to give my guard shack a little bit more, I guess, breathing room. I've still got a couple of things I have to do to update it or upgrade it, but as you can see, I can come over here onto the side and there's my pitfall. What I call my drop bridge. Everyone else keeps saying it's a trap. It's a trap. Pretty big, impressive building. Come inside. So the first floor right here, I still have to do up this little area. I'm contemplating turning into a living room / reception area. I'm going to put an iron golem in here as my little receptionist, that's for sure. But down here, I have partially completed my library. Added in some bookshelves, got me a nice little enchantment station. I'm going to fill in this wall with bookshelves here pretty soon. Bloodstone, all that bullcrap. My bakery. No major improvements in here since my last video. Got my refrigerators. That's the bottom floor. So that's floor 1. And floor 2 is the guest room suite. Now go in here. There's 2 different rooms. They're both essentially exactly the same. Only variation, a little bit of setup for the room and a painting. About it. And the views. The views are significantly different. That dirt platform over there is going to be Shellfool's house. Cool guy, I know. Now, after implementing those walls over there, it has made the view of Bravo installation a little less majestic, but you can still see it, sort of. That's that room. Oh, someone ate the cake that was in here. Didn't bother to tell me. What a jack. Yep. Another awesome view of Bravo installation. I have no idea what that is. I haven't even been down there yet. Nice, decent view of the central station. Pretty soon tracks will be running out of there, especially after that TU-13 patch. Woohoo! Fast trains. Okay, normally this door's supposed to be closed, but you would come over here and... As of this exact moment, this is my personal bedroom chambers, but I'm going to be changing that. I'm going to be making this just another guest room. But it's made up, obviously, a little bit nicer than the other room. Got an awesome view of the central station. Got a good overlook of the guard shack. You can still see Bravo installation pretty decently from here as well. You're also able to shut the door from the inside, obviously. Okay, we'll run up to the third floor. Third and fourth and fifth floors are not currently furnished. I've decided that this third floor is going to be turned into my armory. I'm going to use a crap ton of iron bars in here as kind of like cages for the weapons and armor. But yeah, this will be my personal armory up in here. The fourth floor is going to be turned into a brewery. So basically it's going to be my alchemy station, like my hardcore, like we are ready to make whatever. And I'm going to be keeping all my materials here so that way I can just kind of keep that stuff away from everybody else as a jerk thing. Okay, now here comes the hardcore part, the fifth floor. Okay, so what I've decided is I'm going to leave most of make a small like mini house or two up on this roof, not necessarily as houses in and of themselves, but more as kind of like, I guess, janitor shacks to store anything else up here as necessary. I'm thinking about turning this into a sort of clubhouse. Now, as you see over here, I've got this ladder, and eventually I'm going to wall up all of these pillars so that they look thicker. And I'm going to put a secret door right here, and I'll hide the button some random location. You'll slap the sucker, and come in here, go up the ladder. And unfortunately, I was silly and I forgot to grab a fire resistance potion, so I'll actually have to turn around and go grab that. But that ladder will lead up here, and you'll get up to the platform. That allows you to look all over the place. But that's not, you know, really what it's for. Let's see. Nope. Of course I don't have the potion. And when I get to the very tippy top, before I show you guys the next really cool thing, I'll pop open the map to show you just how high up this sucker is. Let's see, we're currently on the 130th layer. And that was on what, floor 4? Yes, my Sky City, quote unquote, is set up on the 103rd layer. I originally meant to put it on the 100th because I'm nuts like that, but I didn't, so it didn't happen. Cool, right? How stuff like that doesn't and does happen. What I think is kind of neat though is I've got this massive lava chandelier, and it shows on the map as this big blob of red, and when you look at it from a distance, it doesn't even have an orange or red glow. You just see lit up glass. Just kind of find that amusing. Oh, here comes another autosave. Gonna have to cut this part of the video out as well. So, we'll get to the tippy top of this sucker. Okay. So this is the lava chandelier, as I've mentioned numerous times. I'll just come over here. So what you do is you pop up onto that sucker. That's not exactly going to be the way how you're supposed to get up here every time. I'll make something better for that. Okay, so this is the very top of the house. This is the top of the lava chandelier. We're at layer 174 high. Nice, right? 174 blocks high just to put a goofy lava chandelier. Okay, well, fire potion drink, and we're gonna go ahead and dive into this central block of lava. So, what we've done is, we've gotten into my little safe house. This floor right here was actually several blocks higher. I lowered it down to give more room. What I would like to do is I'd like to set up a piston system that would allow a piston to slide over and jam a block up in there to close the lava as part of what I'm going to call my dead man switch system. Now the dead man switch system that I intend to implement is a little bit complicated, and I'll explain towards the end of the video what I want to do. But right here is the second floor, and that annoying you hear is probably my Australian Shepherd, who's being obnoxious right now. She's in trouble because she licked my plate earlier. That's her going. Okay, there's that floor. There's the third floor. And here's a little shack basement thing. A little cellar. So, in case you really want to wrap your head around that, I have a massive 5-story house with a massive lava chandelier with a house built inside of the massive lava chandelier. That's some Inception shit. And if everybody thinks they're smart and trying to grief me, if they try to throw lava down on, excuse me, not lava, water down on this sucker, all they're gonna do is make a big obsidian shell for me. But back to the dead man system. So this is what I was contemplating about implementing. My dead man system would be a system of redstone torches, wires, obviously, that whole shebang, and sticky pistons that would encompass the entirety of my base. In each maintenance floor that I have between every single floor, which I've actually failed to show you guys in this particular showcase, I would have a couple of sticky pistons wired up holding back a flow of water. Now this flow of water, once activated, would pour over all the redstone wiring, and as many of you know, redstone wiring plus water do not mix, and as a matter of fact causes the redstone wiring to disappear. This particular floor doesn't have that set up. I only have the maintenance door set up. But what would end up happening is once the dead man switch was activated, it would flood all the floors with lighting. Now these floors are massive. They're about 29 by 31, I think. And if all of these lights up on these floors were all wiped out, that would make each floor in between and these ones themselves extremely dangerous, filling them with monsters, no doubt. Plus the fact that each floor is getting broke up into miniature rooms probably doesn't help you with that either. Each floor has one of these maintenance areas. Not only that, but if I were to manage to implement this system, so water would flood the maintenance areas, breaking all the redstone circuitry. Now, the maintenance areas are also for the doors that I might want to put between levels, like the door for the larger guest room. As a matter of fact, this is the maintenance level of that, and I had to set some stuff up over here. So when that water also came over here, it would shut down all of the door systems as well, either locking them open or closed depending on what position they were in when the system was flooded. Not only that, but I would also have wired up to that system more sticky pistons that would release lava into all of these stairwells that I've been going down to get into the maintenance areas. There's the library roof, and this is the bottom part of that door. Look at this big clunky thing just to get a door to work. So the stairwells will fill with lava, and all the doors would be shut down, along with all of the lights shut down, all at the press of one single button. Now, what I'm doing at this moment is I'm going back to the roof because what I would also like to implement would be an entire lava ring around the whole, and it would allow lava to fall in a gigantic sheet around the entirety of my base. So not only would the inside be shut down, but the outside would no longer be able to be accessed due to the fact that a giant lava curtain has fallen around the entire outside of it. Also, I would implement TNT that would blow out the bridge that led to the guard shack, and the guard shack would also be building right here inside the lava chandelier. So I would also want a system that would flood all of this lava and turn it into obsidian, also locking down the inside from the outside so that you would no longer be able to exit from the chandelier. I was asked how long it would take to fix the damage that all of this ridiculous stuff would cause. As of right now, it would take about an hour. Now, if I were to implement this down the line, once I've put more doors and everything else in, it wouldn't be worth the time to try to fix, really. And the only reason I really want to implement this is honestly just for shits and giggles. Every time I build houses on this game, I always think of it with the idea of being an explorer miner and going around to new planets and just tearing shit up and stealing all the resources as humans are wont to do because, we're awesome like that. And I always think, well, what if someone decides to raid me for my supplies? Well, I'll make this ridiculous, awesome defense system. There isn't really much to cover. So I'm going to go ahead and call it quits. And I hope you guys enjoy this showcase. And hopefully the editing of this video will go over without too big of a problem. So you guys take it easy, and bye.